Hello and welcome to episode 6 of Shit You Should Know. Today we're going to talk about training for life and what it means for us, what it can mean to you, and little bits of advice to how you could achieve that. So we're talking about this because a lot of the time people will start training as something that they do for a couple of weeks before a holiday, and then when the holiday's been and gone they just kind of drop it, or something that they just keep picking up, dropping whenever they feel like it, and they find it hard to stick to it. But what we could all really benefit from is seeing it as a long-term thing and making it part of kind of who we are, what we do, and it's something that we include in our life and not just something that we dip in and out of. So to stop me from waffling on in the intro.
That's alright.
Just going to ask you, Luke, how do you train for life, and what would be your advice for anyone that keeps hopping on and off this training wagon?
It's a good one. It's like I say, I'm a gym owner, so obviously I'm in the gym all the time, so it's a lot easier for me to just say, yeah, training is part of it, and it always has been, but obviously I've not always been a gym owner as such, so I got into training years ago, 16, 17 years ago, and back then it was it just very quickly become a part of day-to-day routine really. Like when I first started I was probably training 2 or 3 times a week in my garage, and then I was joining the gym, and I just enjoyed it. For someone else who maybe isn't in that frame of mind, doesn't like going into a gym, stuff like that, then obviously a lot of people sort of get into it for like quick fix, like quick buzz, like quick result or whatever it is. But then it's finding a way of getting into it that you're obviously going to enjoy. But then once you do get into it, it's getting into that mindset of like, why am I actually training? If you're just training just for a holiday or just for an event or just for something, then it's always just going to be that, right, I'm there, now what? Like, now what do I do? So I've trained, I've freaking killed myself for 12 weeks, got a 6-pack, now what? And it's always like that thing after. So for me personally, it's training and doing obviously what you enjoy, keep progressing, and I haven't really got an end goal. Like, I just want to be able to still train when I'm 70, 80, 90, if I get there. Yeah. But I still want to be able to just go in the gym and train and be able to move, be able to pick things up, be able to go do just day-to-day things.
Be able to wipe your own bum.
That is, yeah.
Just throw that one out there.
Yeah, so
it's little things when you're older that you don't want to be incapable of doing. But the longer you preserve your body for, the longer you can do your own things,
and the more likely you have to get there as well. So, so when it does come for training for life, it's just don't have an end goal. Like that would probably be the best way to sort of approach your training. Is there is no end goal. You're just going to keep doing it. And I think once you get into that mindset of there is no real end goal, then, like I said, there's not the stop start. There's not the pressure. If you miss a session, you're like, fuck, I've missed a session. What's the point in going tomorrow? Or if I miss a week, what's the point in, like, I've undone it all? There is none of that. Like, it's just a shift in mindset, I think.
Yeah.
What was your input on that?
Well, I was just thinking when you're saying that is when you see your whole life ahead and you think, oh, just train for life, there's a lot of years and it can get a bit like, whoa. But if you actually see it as like different phases of your life and be like, well, what can I focus on now? What am I going to enjoy doing now? And what could I do for the next year or two? So like when I was younger, I never went to the gym. I've never actually had a gym membership. I was going to say the first gym I joined, but I haven't. I've never had a proper gym membership because I've never actually been a fan of the gym. I've worked in 2 gyms, but I've never been a gym goer, if that makes sense. But it's only actually been since working at Unit 1 that I have started weightlifting more. Well, that's because years ago I knew that weightlifting didn't suit me then, but now I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
So like years ago I do more athletics, I do more sports with my friends, play netball and basketball and stuff like that. And I never had the time to do weight training. I wanted to, but I never had the time for it. So that was just kind of accepting that, no, my goal at the minute is just to be active, be social, and stay healthy that way. And then when I went to uni, it kind of shifted to, again, well, it's always, the goal is just to stay active. But then weight training did start being incorporated because it made me a better netballer. So then that's when that started coming in. But then when all that kind of finished, moved back home, went to Unit 1, the goal was to stay active. So I'd go for bike rides, don't really like running anymore. But then I thought, actually, I've got the time and it's convenient for me to really get into weight training now. So I do want to I've always wanted to have stronger arms, but never just committed to it. So now actually just committing to it and doing it for like a year, I've actually got somewhere. So what's actually helped with that though is seeing it as I don't have to achieve this goal in a year. I'm going to be here 3-5 years plus. Like there's no rush. I'm not racing to get to where I want to be. I'm just going to enjoy life and enjoy the journey of it. So, that's actually what it is. It's enjoying the journey and the process rather than just rushing to get to the result, because you'll never actually get to the end. It's just a continual thing.
That is it.
I probably went on one then.
No, yeah, that's good. Yeah, but so with that then, so your training's changed quite a lot. Is there one that you would see as like the long term one, like as in like just that it's just going to be a continuous journey? Or
I think weight training will always be in there at least twice a week, probably as a lifelong thing. But I do like to I was thinking on the way home today, I want to get out for more bike rides again. Because at first when I got Mabel, I didn't want to leave the house like unnecessarily, but now I'm realising that if I'm training in a gym for an hour or biking for an hour, doesn't make a difference where I am. So I do want to, because I really enjoy it. Like it's different to just being in a gym and lifting weights, like getting out, seeing the fresh air, seeing the fields, and it gives me a lot of energy, which is weird.
Yeah.
So that's another thing where when you're training for life, you got to find what works for you and your life. So what's not only just going to give you health benefits, but what gives you that kind of thing that keeps you going? Is it in a gym, lifting weights, feeling strong? Is it getting outside? Is it running? Is it biking or swimming or whatever it is? It's just finding what works for you and then what can complement that. Like we said in the episode before, like weights will always benefit your cardio and cardio will always benefit weights too. So trying to get a mixture of them all, but then if you don't stick to it for a week, or if anything throws you off and you haven't quite hit your goals, then it doesn't matter, because it's your life, it's what you do. You can just pick it back up the next day and carry on. It's that never-ending journey, so don't worry about it if you miss one either. Yeah? Yeah. I wish just go on a waffle and then never know how to end it. Like, yeah, I'm done now.
So again, obviously we're talking a lot of training. Something I think that doesn't get spoken about enough is actually just getting and trying different things as well. Obviously we are a gym, so we're more than just a gym. We are a gym, as in that's obviously what we always promote, and that's what I personally believe in as like a long term thing. But something that I don't think people do speak about enough is actually just going and trying different sports, like tennis, badminton, boxing, even like running and biking and stuff like that. Would you say they're part of like long term plans training wise, or is it a case of whatever you enjoy doing, and would you obviously like you said about your sports and that? Do you think sport is a long term thing? Do you think you could just keep playing the sports that you do and stuff like that long term, or yeah?
Like I think if you commit to something like playing netball once a week, or playing tennis with a friend once a week, or something sport wise, then at least you know that that's that one thing that you definitely will achieve each week, because you enjoy it. That's kind of like your life, it's part of who you are, and then anything you do around it benefits that sport, because you'll get stronger. If you're in the gym doing weights, or if you're doing cardio, then your endurance will improve. So it all kind of works together, but you know that you've still got that one thing that's definitely in there with your friends and social, and you'll know that you enjoy that a bit more as well, and you'll stay accountable to it too, because it includes other people most of the time with other sports. Does that answer the question? What if I was... Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
What do you think?
I think I'm the same as you. I think like it comes down to enjoying it. Like I say, you might go through phases of enjoying different things, and there's no right or wrong for exercises. If you enjoy being in the gym, obviously the gym's a good place to be for exercise all year round. Some sports are like seasonal as well, so like you might not go out and play tennis as much in the winter and stuff like that. But it comes down to what you enjoy, and like I say, once you're in that, it's that mindset of training for life, then you can sort of dip in and out of different things and try different things.
Just realised I didn't really answer your question. I know what I was meant to say now. Not meant to say, but wanted to say. So, like, if you did pick a sport, it doesn't have to be for the rest of your life. Because I was just thinking, like, I really want to try jiu-jitsu at some point, but I know, like, logistically, if I try and get jiu-jitsu in there, I'm probably going to have to drop netball because of injuries, most likely, but also just time-wise as well. So it's just appreciating that you don't always have to do the same thing for the rest of your life. Just enjoy the moment, live in whatever phase you're in at the minute, like whether it's the weight training, cardio, netball, sports, or whatever it is, and then know that in 5 years' time your routine will change, and that's fine. You'll find your own new routine there. When it comes up. So that's what I wanted to say.
That answers your question. And I think wrap it up there.
Yeah, I think so.
So we'll wrap it up there. Again, thank you for listening. Like with any of the podcasts, if there's any questions, feel free to ask. Any suggestions for future podcasts, any topics that you want us to talk about and waffle on about, then drop them in either the comment section or the Q&A box on Spotify. And we'll finish there. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.